Hello YouTubers, this is Crazy Latino Life on YouTube again. And I just, you know, I was just thinking uh, about something, and well, it's about technology, and if it's got something to do with the government uh, spying on us, you know, and well, I'm kind of, well, I don't know if I want to put my Facebook on my picture on Facebook, or even tweet, or even uh, put the, or get a camera for my Xbox 360, uh, because, the government could be spying on me, and, or even on my laptop, which you never know. Um, but, but is the government using this technology to spy on us? They could be. I'm not gonna say they might. They're not. But or even your cell phone. I mean, they could possibly be spying on you, listening in onto your conversation, or even uh, looking at you on your webcam. Or I mean, I don't want to be paranoid. Totally. And I don't want to make you totally paranoid. But I mean, it is possible they can use the technology that we have nowadays to spy on you, or maybe Microsoft could be an agent, or Facebook, Twitter, all these other social networking sites could be hired by the government to find out who you are and whatever. But I don't know if they really, really need that. I don't really think they can track you in a number of other ways. They have your social security number. You know, they also can track you down. Like if you never get on Facebook, or you never tweeted anything on Twitter, uh, or even ever been online with Xbox or your laptop, desktop computer, uh, you know, just say that you're totally off, like they say, you're off the grid. Like I said, they can still track you down with your social security number. If you have a phone, they can still look you up on the phone book. You know, um, any other ways, maybe even if, like, say your IP address, they can track you down like that. They can find out who you are, and any other, a number of other ways. They can find out where you live and how old you are, and if you're married or not. If you how many kids you have. So I think that everything is, pretty much what what everybody's talking about here is on Facebook, or I mean to YouTube. Like, say, Alex Jones and the other people, truthers, and whoever else is rambling on about how the government is taking our freedoms away, and they can spy on you and everything like that. I mean, they got satellites up in the air. That's no big secret. You know, they can see what you're doing if they want. I mean, it's just like they're trying to get you all paranoid. They're trying to get, like that commercial, Chicken Littles. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. you know, the sky is falling, but you know, it hasn't fallen yet, though. I mean, I don't think it has. I mean, it's getting slowly there. but surely it's getting there, but it's not there yet, you know what I mean? It's we're not all the way into the new world order, uh, so I'm not here just to make you feel like, well, or for you to think that I'm some sort of what the word is, chill or whatever. I don't even know what that means really, or an agent for the government or whatever. I'm just a regular person, trying to make it in life, and stuff. Um, but that's what I was thinking about. Is the government using this kind of technology to spy on you, to find out who you are? I mean, I didn't put my, like I said, I didn't put my picture on. I did have it on Facebook, but I took it off, and stuff. And they can track me. They can find out who I am, in a number of other ways, and stuff. I mean, uh, without Facebook or whatever. But I'm hoping that some of you people would stop being so panicky, so paranoid, about things like this. I mean, so far nobody's been, nobody's knocked on anybody's doors and taken them to any FEMA camps and tagged them, blue or red or whatever, I mean, there's all kinds of, you know, hoopla about, FEMA camps on YouTube and everything, whatever. But I hope you like my videos, and I hope that they're helping you to feel a little bit more at ease, I mean, if you're feeling like the government is spying on you or spying on all of us, I mean, it's possible that they might be spying on you or me or everybody else, and they probably have been spying on all of us for a long time, even before we had, computers and stuff. So, because they had this technology a long time ago and stuff. So, this is not just coming out, I mean, it's barely coming out for us, but I mean, just think about it. Back in a long time ago, in President Kennedy's day, uh, they had cell phones, and he was and they were the only ones that had cell phones back then. Cell phones were there was no cell phones back in 1960 or 1950. For the regular person to use. To buy and to use, but uh, well, now we all have cell phones. Everybody has cell phones. Pretty much almost everybody, except for people that can't afford to buy anything like that. Any kind of electronics like that. But I mean, most everybody has a cell phone at least. Even the poorest people in America have a cell phone, and they probably do pay as you go, like myself. I'm not poor though, but nevertheless, you know, the government has had this technology for a long time, and they were probably able to spy on everybody then, and it's probably easier now for them to spy on you if they wanted to. And well, I'm chatting right now. That's why I'm kind of pausing here and there. And so, I mean, don't get all wound up, and paranoid over whatever is on the internet or YouTube. I know that probably I haven't seen any Alex Jones videos lately, and see, every time I watch his videos before, uh, he just would ramble on about how this is getting to where we're losing our freedoms, and FEMA camps are being built, and also what's that agency that works in the airports? I mean, I think it's Janet Napolitano who runs it. I'm not sure, but they're they're searching everybody, and they're making you take off your clothes, or they're feeling on you, and well, let me tell you, I've been, you know, I went, you know, I flew on an airplane before, believe it or not, even though I'm Mexican and or Latino, and well, now I'm finished chatting, but I flew on an airplane before, and I had to go through security, in the airport. And this was like 7 or 8 years ago, and they had those scanners, the hand scanners and all that stuff. I mean, even though they didn't have, years back, before they had the hand scanners, I mean, they still had to pat you down, and stuff. So they've always had security. And they always had to, they've always, patted you down before you were able to get on the airplane. So, uh, but I think it's more like now we got those body scanners, at the airport and everything, and then everybody's saying that we're getting radiated because of those body scanners emit X-ray, you know, and it's bad for your health and all this stuff. But, I mean, I didn't go through no body scanner back 7 years ago, but I mean, they did have like a doorway, you had to walk through, and they did, I guess they did scan you, I'm not sure, but and then the thing about the water, how they're saying that we're gonna get poisoned through our water supply, and we're getting fluoridated. Well, you know, I haven't gotten any dumber than what I am. It's because I've been drinking the local water supply here where I live, so I haven't gotten any dumber than what I am. I mean, you know, so I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to scare people, Um, I mean, and I'll tell you what I've already told you what the signs are, more or less what I think, my opinion or whatever. I think whenever the New World Order's here, then you're gonna see somebody that's a leader. I mean, that will become a leader or be a leader in the UN, which is based here in America. It's not based anywhere else in the world. It's based here in America. So America's the one that made it all. I mean, came up with the idea. Our government came up with the idea after World War II. You know, because the World War II was such a terrible war that they didn't want it to happen again. So the top dogs were like, well, let's make a League of Nations. And so let's bring everybody together from each nation, and if there's a problem, we'll try to figure it out. We'll try to solve that problem before war starts again, like World War II, something like that. I can't tell you exactly everything, but I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be a democratic thing, that you'll be able to elect your leader that's going to, you know, lead from the U.S. I mean UN. I don't know if that's gonna be like like we elect our president here, or if it's just gonna be somebody that's just gonna step up and be like, say, take over and be a, say like the Roman leaders, or whatever, they're uh, tyrants and whatever, and stuff like that. I don't know, but there's nobody there yet in take has taken that seat, that of leadership in the UN yet. So you know, and America hasn't given up her sovereignty yet. I've even watched videos where our government is thinking about throwing out the you know the Constitution, and well, that hasn't happened yet. It could happen. I'm not gonna say but it hasn't happened yet. None of whatever they're talking about here on YouTube uh, hasn't happened yet. So I can't, like I said, I can't really say President Obama is the Antichrist. He hasn't gone to the UN to be, I mean, he has presided as in the UN in the meetings that they have. He's presided in them, but I don't know if it qualifies him for sure to be the Antichrist. To the one that's gonna take over the whole world. And stuff. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't feel good about him though. I don't feel good about him. I just feel something's not quite right with him. You know. I mean, he got reelected. I mean, I just feel like he kind of, put the magic spell on everybody, and they went and voted for him. But then I also feel like they might have voted for him because he he killed Osama bin Laden, and I talked about that too. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter if he was killed years back or he was killed while President Obama was president. It doesn't matter. Or they just pulled him out just to make sure that President Obama was gonna win the election, but it really doesn't matter. He was reelected, so now we got to endure 4 more years of his presidency, him being president, you know, and who knows what's gonna happen in the next 4 more years. Uh, I talked about some people reporting that they've had dreams. They were telling this preacher on YouTube. Well, they told him their stories, and that God had showed them that President Obama was gonna win, and that soon after he was gonna shoot down the American flag, and that we were gonna go, you know, into World War III. Well, he did get reelected. And you know that did happen. That did come true. But World War III, I don't know. I'm just hoping we don't go in. We don't have another World War III. I mean, not another World War III, but I hope we don't have World War III. And so here I am, just thinking about different things, and making videos about them and stuff, and well, even as a Christian, life isn't all that easy, but it's not as hard as it would be if I didn't have the Lord in my life and whatever and stuff. It's not as hard. It's still kind of hard, but I have a little bit more peace than what I did before. You know. Um, I'd like to tell you about my personal life on YouTube, but I guess I don't want to do that. you know. Anyways, if you have anything to say, I hope you don't say anything bad, if you make any comments, don't, hopefully you will not say anything bad, and if you want, if you'd like to subscribe, or then that'd be alright with me, that'd be okay, so, and, I guess I'll talk to you later, and I'll make another video. If I think of anything else, I'll make another video. But I think that we're still gonna be heading towards a path of destruction. It's not gonna get any better. I don't know. Maybe I'm being negative, but you know, uh, I still feel like in my heart that, we're still gonna be heading towards a path of destruction. It's like America's not gonna get out of this hole. You know. I'd be happy if it did get out of this hole. But, well, with our president being reelected again, I don't know if it's gonna happen. If things are gonna get any better. Because these people that are elected in office are not the people that you think they are. I'm saying that because, well, they all say they're Christians and all, and uh, and really they might not be Christians, because Well, I'll give you an example. I mean, most of the astronauts that have flown to space and whatever were Freemasons, and that's kind of a cult, you know. That's Freemasonry. It's kind of a cult, you know, and stuff. So, and most of our elected officials um, are Freemasons. So, and I've watched YouTube videos where they say that they've been picked, they've been chosen, and to run for these offices and whatnot. You know, they decide who wins and who's not gonna win, you know, and stuff. So, you know, I don't know if that's true or not, or it could be, because if they're Freemasons, I mean, look, the highest ranking Freemasons, you know, it's like the army, it's like the military, you know. The highest ranking, you know, officer is gonna tell all the rest, you know, what to do, and so they get their orders and all this stuff. I was in the military, and the lowest guy will, you know, he's gonna he's gotta pick up all the trash and whatever else, and you know, do all the dirty work, you know. So, and I've heard that most of them are 33rd degree Freemasons. I talked about that on my other videos, and they really have been 30. You know, they were, a lot of them were Masons, Freemasons. You know, President Johnson was a Freemason. I mean, Eisenhower was a Freemason, and they weren't just, you know, low-ranking Freemasons. These were 33rd degree Freemasons, like the highest, you know, rank that you can get, you know. So, I mean, if you look into that, you know, then you might find out, you know, a lot of things about our past presidents, you know, and stuff. But they don't get their orders from anybody else but the Freemasons higher ranking than them, you know. Or you know, I don't know. I'm not a Freemason, so I don't know. But for what I've, you know, studied, that's what I get, you know. I've looked up online, you know, different presidents and stuff like. That's why I said, you know, President Washington's the one that started the whole thing, you know, because he himself was a Freemason. He also did the ceremony when they were building a Freemasonic ceremony when they were building the, you know, White House. He put a cornerstone on there. He put a little bit of wheat on the stone, and some wine over it. Poured some wine on it. So that's what they do, I think. And they wear their apron, you know, with the all-seeing eye and all that stuff, you know. And they will claim to be Christians, but well, I think more or less everybody's discovered that 33rd degree Freemasons like uh, Manly P. Hall and what's his name? Well, he was an officer in the Confederate Army. What's his name? I can't remember. He was a Mason too, and stuff. So you know, and they all, and they even wrote books about what their beliefs are and stuff like that. You know, the lower ranking Freemasons don't know the secret yet. You know, and stuff until they get up to that degree, and then they find out what it's all about. You know, Lucifer, the light bearer, and all this other stuff. You know, who they think God is. You know, where they think Adonai is not the true God, and where they call him Adonai, but it's not. I don't know. I've never heard of that name before. I know his name is Jehovah. but that's what they call him, Adonai, and so Madame Blavatsky, you know, well, she knew his name was Jehovah, you know, because she mentioned his name in her book, and I think her uh, what was her name, Susan or something like that. I don't remember. She wrote a book too. You know, she started that Lucius Trust. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all seen videos about that on YouTube, and I have too. And that's where all this comes from. You know, everything was transferred from over there to here. You know, that's why I think that America could be the revived Roman Empire, because it looks, a lot of the buildings look like Roman Greco, you know, architecture and whatever, you know. I mean, I could be wrong, you know. But then again, is there any other world power here, superpower in the world besides us? I mean, Russia says that they're not a superpower anymore, but they still have nuclear weapons, and so does China. You know, uh, I would not. I mean, we have more nuclear weapons than they have, but I mean, they still have enough to destroy America with, you know. So, well, YouTubers, just you haven't you haven't asked the Lord to forgive you of your sins. I mean, I do ask Him every day, because I always do something wrong that's gonna offend Him. I mean, but He knows that we're not perfect, you know. Uh, He knows that we all make mistakes and all and stuff, and we need to ask Him to help us and to be more like Him, you know, and stuff. So, and I do ask Him to help me to be more like Him. I mean, you know, but slowly but surely, you know. Yeah, He's the, you know, like the Bible says, He's the potter and we're the clay, you know. So ask Him to forgive you. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, what, how old you are, and where you live, you know, what your belief is, you know. I mean, you could be a Buddhist, but or you know, I mean, just ask Him to forgive you, and then let him start trying to change your life, you know, and stuff. All right, well, I'll be making another video if and when I think about something else to talk about here on YouTube, and God bless y'all, and y'all take it easy. All right, check y'all later, YouTubers. Don't forget to subscribe if you want, or comment, I don't know, whatever you want to do, or just watch my videos. Alright, take it easy. Bye bye.